Yo, 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 what's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew. It is Sunday, and you guys know what that means. It is debate day. My man Nick is here, and it's going to be the two of us tonight, guys. We're going to go back and forth about a couple of different things here. But before we get down to the nitty-gritty, we have to go through the formalities. We want to thank you guys for checking us out here on YouTube. And if this is your first time, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you also want to hit the little notification, a little tiny bell. What that's going to do is let you know every time we go live, so that way you guys don't miss a single thing that we do over here, okay? So again, guys, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Check out the website. It is www.nothingbutniners.com, okay? When you get there, you're going to see our front page is going to have some merchandise there for you guys to check out. Make some orders on that also, guys, all right? We got some more stuff coming to you very soon. You're also going to see some articles. Our blogs are there, okay? We have a bunch of good writers putting together a bunch of good quality content there, okay? You don't have to subscribe and pay for some of these other articles that are out there covering your favorite 49ers football team, okay? We have good writers there giving you guys good stuff, I promise you. You're also going to see our social media pages. You're going to see Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are nothing but 9ERS. And you're also going to see our Facebook and our Instagram page. That's nothing but Niners. Again, I am Mike. My personal Twitter handle is 49ersMike_NF. And my man Nick is here. He is 49er Faithful 365. That is 49er Faithful 365 all day, every day. What's going on, baby? How you feeling over there?
What's up, Mikey? What's going on, man? Got a little bit of a headache tonight, but I'm ready to go with this. Sencal says, you're matching nicely. I quite agree that you're matching pretty nicely tonight. That all the white on white. So
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're blushing over there. West Coast says Mike's looking fresh. Yo, so we're gonna talk about. So first off, I don't think we talked about Cassius Marsh being released. We signed him to an extension. He puts out a tweet and says, "I got my money," and then I was out of there. Like, was that like? How do you take that? You take it as humor, like him just saying, "Oh, I got my money," and then they just ship me out.
Yeah, man, no, he was absolutely joking. In the same tweet, he put the laughing emoji. He's like, "I'm just kidding, but I do want to thank the organization." He had a long little paragraph. This has got to be an iPhone user thing. You guys write these messages, and it's almost like you screen grab it and then post it on. So you're cheating. You take the 100 or 240 characters you got, and you put a freaking soliloquy in there, and then you still write the 240 characters up there. The iPhone users are cheaters, man. It's not intelligent. You guys are cheaters.
I found it kind of funny though, because John Lynch retweeted it and it said, like, John Lynch retweeted it and it was like, "Oh yeah, I got my money," and then I was out of there. And he retweets it. I was just like, whoa, like, what is going on here? So yeah, man. So I think that was the only thing that we haven't touched on with breaking news or the news about the team, because we talked about all that during the week of free agency. Mike, let me just ask you before we get started, how do you grade on A to F? Because I don't think I got your grade overall yet, of how this team did so far in the free agency or off season so far.
So it depends on. All right, it depends on. This is a topic that I want to discuss a little bit later. It depends on what you think the team did. It depends on if you think the team is just building the 90-man roster, or if you think the team is addressing needs and they actually expect these guys to be contributors. If it's the latter, if you think that these guys that they're signing are all going to be contributors and make the 53-man roster, then I give the grade a B-. Maybe, you know what? I'm not even going to give it a minus. I'm going to give it a smooth B. Our biggest need was pass rusher. We needed some help in the secondary, and we needed someone to improve our efficiency in the red zone. They did all three of those things. And so because of that, you have to really, really like what they're attempting to do. No one knows if any of this is going to work, okay? You can look at all the moves that the Rams made last offseason, and you just don't know if they're going to work. You can appreciate what they're trying to do. It's just a matter of if it's all going to come together. And so that remains to be seen. If you look at the moves on face value, the positions that they addressed, and it's not like they just went out and got some random old wide receiver. They got a 6'3" guy who was the most effective in the red zone. They went out and got an edge rusher that was most effective playing out wide and using his speed to get after the quarterback. They went out and they got a cornerback who can go toe to toe with pretty much any wide receiver in the team if and when healthy. And so these are the things that we needed the most help with. We needed somebody that if the pressure to the quarterback isn't getting there, he can still run with these guys and stay hip to hip, lock and lockstep with them. And so if you look at those things, the team is doing a really, really good job of uh, addressing some issues. The reason it's not an A is because personally, I feel that there's another position or two that we should address in free agency before the draft, just to bring in some depth. Okay. Now, on the flip side, if you think that they're just trying to build this 90-man roster, and that's why you're seeing so many 1 year or 2 year deals, and they're just going through the motions here to build up to 90, then I'm going to take the grade down to a C minus, because you shouldn't be thinking that way. With free agency being so fresh and so new and not even a full week old, the team should be making those moves where they expect these guys that they're signing to be contributors and not just competition for the 90-man roster. So that's really my synopsis. I know there was a very long-winded answer, but I haven't been on with you guys since any of the breaking news videos. So
you still gave them a B, which is probably where I'll put them, A minus, B plus, because of the fact, like you said, I think some of the signings that they signed are pretty much low risk, high reward type of players. They were positions of need, which in corner, linebacker, pass rush. I still would have liked to seen them grab a safety just in case, but I think they're really, really sold on Jimmie Ward playing as well as Adrian Colbert.
that's another signing that I haven't discussed with you guys yet. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But I do want to go over some, because you guys did a video, you, Tony, and Anthony, you guys were able to do a video, and I haven't been able to talk about it. So if you don't mind, when you're done with what you're saying, I would like to go over the Cassius Marsh release, the Jimmie Ward getting his extension. I wasn't here for that conversation, other than the breaking news. Huh?
Elijah Lee was also on there on that tender,
right?
And the Raheem Mostert 3-year deal.
Right. Like, we did the breaking news video for some of those, but we did not. I didn't get a chance to do a reflection on them. So, but you finished what you were saying though about the grade that you gave. You said an A minus.
Yeah, I say A minus, B plus, B only B for the fact, and I don't want to say it's because of the guys they got. I want to say that it's trending in the right direction of addressing positions of need. So they saw the same thing we seen as fans watching last year. They seen we needed an edge rush. They seen we needed another linebacker. They seen that we needed corner depth because of Akello. Not sure what's going to happen with him or how he's going to perform. The one that really threw me out, with the Raheem Mostert coming back, but the one that really threw me off was the whole Tevin Coleman one. Did not expect that whatsoever. I really tend to believe that we really were in the Le'Veon Bell sweepstakes now that we did sign a running back. Which obviously we got Tevin Coleman for a lot less money than he would have gotten, or somewhere else. But I'm surprised he didn't get anything. A lot of Eagles fans, we're in Eagles country up here in New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. They were all like, a couple of my friends are like, "Why'd you guys steal Coleman right from underneath of us?" Well, I'm like, dude, you guys had no cap space. What are you talking about? He wanted, $8 million a year, $7 to $8 million a year. So yeah, I mean, we can talk about those moves right there. I just don't. What is your whole thoughts on this whole Jimmie Ward thing, man? Like, why is Jimmie Ward still a San Francisco 49er? Like, why?
So a lot of people, including Matt Mayoko, I believe it was, tweeted out saying that if the Niners, if Verrett is healthy and if Jimmie Ward are healthy, the Niners sign potential starters at those two positions, the free safety and the cornerback position. I completely disagree with that. I don't think that Jimmie Ward was signed to be the starter. In my personal opinion, I think Jimmie Ward is valuable because he plays every position in that secondary. At worst case scenario, having Jimmie Ward on your 53-man roster saves you 2 or 3 roster spots, as opposed to having just a backup free safety. you have a backup free safety, you have a backup corner, you have a backup nickel, and you have a backup strong safety. So you take away one because he would be playing one. That saves you 3 other roster spots. And in a year where you're going out and you're picking up 5 running backs, which is what our debate topic is going to be tonight, that one guy that can play all 4 of those positions suddenly becomes very valuable. And so I think that's why Jimmie Ward ends up. I think that's where he gets his value from. It's not so much that he's going to be a starter. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I don't think he's going to beat out my guy. But I won't get into that because I don't feel like getting in trouble right now. We'll save that for another podcast.
You make a good point as him having the versatility, but the problem is he's taken up that position. You're saying that you don't have to carry other positions, but can he stay healthy? Because if he can't stay healthy, that it's moot. Like you can't. You still have to fill those positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, if he's a backup, you don't really need him to be healthy week 1. Week 1, you're gonna go into it assuming that your entire team is healthy.
But you also got to remember he started at corner last year until he got hurt. It was Sherman and Ward. So, they did come out and say that he'll. I think.
Wait, no, that's not true. That's not true. The season started with Akello and Sherman, and then they benched Akello like week 3 or 4.
No, Ward played the Minnesota game.
I'm not saying he didn't play in it, but he wasn't the starter.
Oh well, he was the start. He was the one who gave up the very first touchdown on the first series.
I believe that, which is why I don't think he's a starter here.
Remember the one where he just stopped?
I know what play you're talking about, and everyone's like, "Why did he just stop running?" Yeah, you were flipping out the most about that. As a matter of fact, I remember I thought you were going to break something. You were pissed. Like, why did he just stop? He just standing there looking.
Yeah, because he didn't even look for the ball or anything. He just stopped.
Yeah,
he did the same thing with Michael Gallup too in the preseason.
Right. No, I remember that, but I don't think he was a star. I could be wrong. I don't have the snap counts or anything pulled up, but I'm pretty sure Akello got benched early in the year.
Yeah, I thought Ward got hurt I think it was week 4. I don't remember when he got hurt. But either way, I mean, look, I don't want to take anything. Ward is a decent player at certain positions when he's balling.
Free safety and slot probably his 2 best positions.
Yeah, he's definitely not. I don't see him as an outside corner. It's scary there, man. If Adrian Colbert can start to play, and I still have a lot of faith in him, I just think that what was hurting him last year was more so not studying angles and route trees and stuff like that for his knowledge, and we've talked about that before. Maybe the injury was hampering him too as well because he didn't seem as fast from sideline to sideline. And then maybe just that hamstring eventually got hurt, and then he was just done for the year. But I mean, that is a position that I'm kind of interested in seeing what happens this year in the safety position, because if you have Jimmie Ward, you have Adrian Colbert, you have who else played back there? Reed played back there last year, I think.
Antoine
Exum, which we re-signed.
That's another guy I didn't get to this. Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting position. I think we have 2 interesting positions to look out for this year, and that's running back and safety as of right now.
Yeah.
I don't see us adding a running back in the draft, but I do see us adding at least a safety in the draft. So that's going to be an interesting 2 positions, and the quarterback watch.
I don't know how interesting the quarterback watch is going to be. If the team, I'm telling you now, man, I'm judging. I am 1,000% judging this front office on what they do with the quarterback position.
Well, obviously, it should be Nick Mullens and Jimmy Garoppolo.
I think that every single person watching this video and that will watch this video later agrees that it should be what you just said, Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Mullens. You said it backwards. I don't want Nick Mullens starting. I want Jimmy.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying Mullens and Garoppolo.
But
I don't want I don't want Mullens. Not that I don't love Mullens, but I don't want him starting either. I hope that we get a healthy season out of Jimmy.
Yeah.
But, But it's going to be interesting to see what they do there, because are you going to just take the loss on CJ Beathard? Or are you going to try to trade him somewhere before the season starts if he's not going to make this team? Or do you can't? Can you throw him on the practice squad?
Beathard.
Yeah, I think you can.
He's got what, 12 starts, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I can look it up really quick. Let me see how many starts he's got. You can keep going. I'll look up his starts really quick.
Yeah, so I think he can go to the practice squad, which will be that whole thing will be kind of interesting to watch. Like I said, the safety position, the quarterback position. Obviously, I want to see Mullens and Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Mullens, so people don't get confused. But obviously, I want Garoppolo starting, Mullens backing him up. And then
No, man, you've been on that Nick train since
I've been on that Nick
preseason.
train before anybody else was on that Nick train.
So he's got 13 career starts. But you know what? He's been active. I think he's been active too long. I don't think it's about starts. I think it's about active.
Yeah, I thought it was just years. Like,
He's got 2 years in. I don't think
yeah.
he can do it.
So that's interesting, because what happened? Do you take that loss, and he was a third round pick?
And they traded up to get him. So technically he's 2 picks in 1.
Yeah. So it's a little scary to think about that, because obviously Nick Mullens is on his last year of his contract. But I'm not worried about contracts because Prague is the genius, but you're not I don't even know how much he would lose. I think it's like 4 or 5 million, 6 million, something like that for CJ Beathard. I think it's that high. Would be dead cap money. But that's just something interesting to watch. Before we get in, well, I guess we can talk about the running back talk later, but I just wanted to see what your thoughts are. Well, let's just get into the running backs, because it has to do with the running backs, or we can get into the people that you want to talk about. Exum.
I won't touch on all of them. We talked about the Jimmie Ward thing already. That was one of the things I wanted to say. Jimmie Ward's value to the team. Verrett or Verrett, depends on how people are saying it. I think that if healthy, he could be a competitor to take Richard Sherman's spot, not a Keller Witherspoon spot, but Richard Sherman's spot. But we'll see what happens there.
There, you're back now.
Oh, I went out?
Yeah, you literally just froze.
Okay. I was saying that I think that if Verrett is active and healthy, I think he could take Richard Sherman's spot, not a Keller Witherspoon. So that's a good signing there also. Either way, he's going to push both of those guys to be better. And then the Jordan Matthews, I think that he is trying to take Pierre Garçon's spot. I think that he's looking to be an outside receiver. I know a lot of people want to throw him in the slot, but I wouldn't put him in the slot if I'm the 49ers. So
who's that? Jordan Matthews?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm not going to draw it all out. I know that you guys did very good shows on it. You guys went in a lot of depth. I'm not going to drag it all out. I'm sure you guys went over the stats and things like that. But I would 100% line him up outside and not inside. So
who are you? I mean, obviously it's just going to be giving somebody a break if he's starting on the outside. And he'll probably be a rotational guy anyway, depending on sets and series and downs and stuff like that.
Well, wait, hold up. Why can't he be a starter?
Because who are you going to start him over on the outside?
I would try, because I've talked to you about this before, and I've said it in a couple of shows. I would do Pettis and Matthews outside. Now that we're introducing Matthews, and I would try Goodwin in the slot. Give him more different directions to break, more speed that he could use and come across the middle and move faster. That would definitely keep teams on their heels.
Well, if you remember, Goodwin played the slot in Buffalo. I think only like 15% of his snaps or something like that. Which he was way better on the outside, because he wasn't really a route tree runner then, though. He was just more of a speed guy. So Buffalo kind of stalled him. I would love to see Goodwin in the slot, because of the fact of, like you said before, you don't know if he's going to cut out, cut in, if he's going to go deep, he's going to do a comeback. That type of position is really good. Now, what I did see from Jordan Matthews, and I'm just going to touch on this real quick, is he's a big third down guy. He literally reads coverages and he literally just goes right past the sticks and just drops. In pretty much the last year and a half of tape that I watched on him, he was big on third downs from the slot. He played some of the outside, but he moved to the slot he used to play outside, and then he moved to the slot this last year and a half or whatever it was. But on those 28 receptions or 20 catches he had on 28 receptions in those 3 games, pretty much all those big catches came on third down. He literally just get past the sticks, do a hook route or a slant or whatever, and just get past the sticks. So that's what's really intriguing about him, because he's big, and they do the same thing with the red zone. I think 16 of his 22 touchdowns were in the red zone in his career. So that's more than what we have in our lineup right now. So it's going to be interesting. I really think Jordan Matthews will be here if he stays healthy. And obviously, it's too early to tell the 53-man roster, but I'd really like to see him here. And it depends on what we bring in for the draft. But I could see him playing outside too and moving the slot around.
I don't, barring injury, I don't think the draft is even relevant. I don't think the draft is going to determine Jordan Matthews making this roster. You look at the young guys that are on this team, and I'm including guys that I like. You guys know how I feel about Richie James. Hell, you guys know how I feel about Kendrick Bourne. If it comes down between Kendrick Bourne and a guy who you've seen produce in the NFL like a Jordan Matthews, who are you taking? Like, I know we want homegrown talent and all that stuff, but who are you taking?
I couldn't hear who you said. Out of who?
If it comes down to a guy like Kendrick Bourne or Jordan
Matthews all the way. I'm not a big Kendrick Bourne fan either. It's not that I don't think Bourne can play very well. It's just he's too inconsistent for me. I need somebody who's going to be able to catch the ball. I mean, there was plenty of third downs last year that we could have continued to move the sticks, and Bourne just didn't come up with the ball. He makes these really, really hard catches and then screws up on the really, really easy passes that he's wide open on. So I just need to see more consistency out of him. If he can get more consistent and catch those, yes, he can go up and get a 50-50 ball, but if he can catch those more lenient, easier passes, Bourne would be a perfect Jordan Matthews type of receiver. It's just a matter of, because he has the height. What's he, 6'2"?
I think he's only 6 foot, man.
He's only 6 foot?
He might maybe be 6'1". I'll look it up really quick.
Well, yeah, I think 6'1" is the actual tallest receiver on our squad right now, other than Jordan Matthews is 6'3".
Max McCaffrey was the tallest before him. I think he was 6'2".
Yeah, so if Bourne can get his drops under control in crucial situations, especially third down, I think Bourne would make himself that much higher of a chance of being on the 53 or starting. But until he does that consistent, like, he needs to hit the jugs more, like he needs to do things more. Stop worrying about Instagram Live all the time. Get out there and work your butt off.
Oh, don't do that, Nick. Don't kill the guys for using social media in the off.
No, I'm not killing them for social media. I'm just saying, like, show where your head is at. Like, right now, you should be getting ready. You know what I mean?
6'1". No, I don't know what you mean. And I'm gonna give you one reason why, because we saw this all off season and we were super hyped. Rashard Robinson. All off season, all he posted was footwork videos, him out on the field working. Let's get it, let's eat, let's get after it. And he came back the next season.
Still dookie.
We can't even say still dookie. He regressed. He was worse than what he was in the rookie year. And so I don't care as long as the guys are putting in the work. I don't need to see it. Don't
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that we need to see it. I'm just saying, like,
you just want to make sure he's doing it.
Right. Yeah. I'm not saying that he's not working out, because I don't know if he's working out or not. You know what I mean? But it just seems like they're always live. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's not a knock on him. I mean, social media is social media nowadays. But I just feel like with the consistency that he needs to prepare himself for, like, he should be, that's how great receivers become great receivers. They work on the jugs nonstop. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he's not, because I don't know. He could be working on the jugs all morning and then going on Instagram Live. So maybe I shouldn't have said what I said, but I always say something I shouldn't say. But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping to see. I just don't see the what can I say?
Consistency.
Acceleration.
Kendrick Bourne.
Huh?
Consistency, is that the word you were looking for?
Yeah, consistency and acceleration in him. Like,
I do like the way Kendrick Bourne uses his body. I like the way he leverages his body and his limbs when he's breaking and leaning on players and things like that. But I like the size factor in Matthews more. I do like the size factor in Matthews a little bit more. I think Kendrick Bourne is probably a better blocker. I don't know that to be true. And I'm going to go to everyone's favorite Pro Football Focus really quick, and I can tell you what they say about who's a better blocker. But other than that, like I can't really tell you because I haven't watched enough of Matthews. If that makes any sense to you. So if I go to wide receiver,
Matthews is really actually a really crisp route runner. Believe it or not, he has really good hands. He runs really good routes. He uses his body, kind of like you're saying with Kendrick Bourne, to get that dip that he gets with a really good cut on his opposite foot. If you watch I'll probably do a highlight video of him, just a little breakdown, but just showing some of the routes that he runs, how he gets out of his break with a comeback, how he gets to the a post. He uses his body to. He has really fluent hips, I guess I could say. He stays really compact, and you have no idea which way he's going, and then bam, it's just like he'll start to lean one way, like he's going to go to the outside, and boom, he's already into the inside. That's what I've seen from watching him on film. Now, whether that's going to be the same with the hamstring injury, I don't know.
yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a fun year, though, man. Like I said, so my point with whether or not Matthews makes his roster is you guys know that I love guys like Richie James. You guys know that I love Kendrick Bourne, but I don't see either one of those guys being more valuable than what a guy like Matthews, Jordan Matthews can be. So I'm looking at Kendrick Bourne's run blocking grade right now, and it's a 74.5, which is actually pretty good, according to PFF, guys. It's a PFF. His pass blocking grade, he only stayed in one game as a pass protection, and he got a 72.9 grade. So even that was pretty good. I'm not sure if Jordan Matthews is going to be able to do much better than that.
Wow, I know that exact play. I just watched it last night, and he literally let the dude go past him and then was just watching him. I don't know how he got a 72.9. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to send you that clip.
Well, it said week two against Detroit.
That is probably what it was because I rewatched the Detroit game the other night. Because I was looking at the differences with running backs and our run protection. Because that game we actually almost lost, and I wanted to see what went wrong because I was at the home opener. But I like watching that game. But there was one play that the guy came off the edge on Joe Staley's side, and he was supposed to hit. Bourne was supposed to like chip block him pretty much, and Bourne just let him go. And Joe Staley was trying to catch up to him, and then the whole time Bourne is just sitting there watching him go around Joe Staley in the backfield. I got to send it to you. It's hilarious.
All right, I'll be on the lookout for it. And then I have Jordan Matthews pass blocking grades here, run blocking grades. I'm sorry, and that's a 67.3, and his one pass blocking grade was a 62.4. So Kendrick Bourne is definitely the better blocker. So I mean, you probably figured that a guy that's tall and lanky isn't going to be a good blocker anyway. So kind of makes sense. I'm not going to kill him for that. But it is interesting to see that PFF has him listed as a left wide receiver. Take it for what it's worth. All right, and that's where Garcon lined up.
We got to get a PFF guy on the show one time just to see how their grading works.
I don't want to do that. Well,
I'm really interested because like their grades are just astronomically either really bad or astronomically really good for players that shouldn't be, or bad for players that shouldn't be. So I'm just kind of interested to see how they do their grading.
All right, man. You ready to get to this debate, man? You want to introduce the topic and everything, and let's knock this thing out the park. We gave everybody half an hour of catching up and being friendly and cordial, and I'm ready. I'm ready to get this. Unless there's something else you want to touch on before we do it.
No, so we're going to talk about running backs tonight. We're going to talk about, obviously, McKinnon, Coleman, Mostert, and Juice, right? Or are we just going to keep it to McKinnon?
Oh no, everybody's included. Juice included too.
All right, so that's. Did I miss anybody?
5 guys. You got the burgers, man.
Yeah,
Tevin
McKinnon,
Coleman.
Coleman, Breida, Mostert, Juice.
Yep.
A lot of people are talking in the chat about.
We didn't even include Jeff Wilson, by the way.
Right.
Like that's crazy that Wilson's automatically gone. But what were you saying? People talking in the chat about what?
This whole rumors with McKinnon and a player and the Eagles. I have not seen anything on this. Even here, being in this state, watching Comcast Sportsnet or whatever, I have not heard anything about a rumor with the Eagles being in talks with the 49ers about a trade. Have you seen anything?
No, I haven't seen nor heard anything. You guys know that I'm on the road all day long, guys, and I listen to local sports talk radio things, especially when I hear the Niners might be in the works with the Eagles, and I have heard absolutely nothing. I think this was something that was started online by 1 or 2 people. I know Vincent Frank seconded the word of who was it? I think it was that Niners radio dude, Brian.
Oh, not from Niners Radio.
Is that what his name is?
Yeah, I mean, somebody's saying that they saw it on Bleacher Report. I didn't see it on Bleacher Report. I didn't see anything. But I could be wrong. I'm not always correct. So
now let's since we're on the running back topic already, let's start with this. Okay, so the Niners signed Tevin Coleman. What, 3 days ago was it now? 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
I think.
I know. You think it's 3? I know with Twitter, everything feels like it was super long ago, and then you'll be like, "Yo, that shit was just 3 hours ago. I thought it was 2 days ago."
Yeah.
So, but I have this here. There's 2 tweets that he's tweeted since we signed Tevin Coleman. The first tweet says, and it's pretty short, "They preyed on my downfall. Just know that." That's number 1. The second one is, "I can smell the vibe." Now, I don't know what a vibe smells like. I won't pretend to be that cool guy. He's on his own. If he whatever, you smell what you smell. But I think what he's saying is there's a feeling in the air, and I can detect it. You know what I mean? Like I'm uneasy or whatever's going on. I feel it. I'm cool. I'm ready. I'm focused. All right. They preyed on my downfall. Just know that. His tweet before that was, "Welcome to the Empire," when they signed Kwan Alexander. He hasn't said shit about the Tevin Coleman pickup. Not one tweet about it.
Well, I can take those tweets. I don't think those tweets are at the organization. I think those tweets are at all his fans, because this fan base completely turned around on him, like in 0 to 99 in 2.6 seconds. The minute we signed Coleman, McKinnon was gone, and everybody was putting his name on Twitter, tagging him in everything, and that's where I think the tweet comes from. They're preying on my downfall. I could see it as, because this fan base completely did a 180 on my man. Like in the instant, haven't even seen him take a snap, and his name was just being there like, "Oh, you suck. You're gone just because of what you're getting paid." Like, dude, we have $42 million in cap space. So
That's not no, that don't matter. What we have left doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not like they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, we can save money by if we cut him." Like, that's what I'm meaning. Like, oh, we can save.
We're not strapped for cash. We don't need
Right.
it.
Like the cap hit this year is like $4.5 million. So you're gonna keep somebody who's reliable where your running backs didn't even finish the year last year. You're gonna get rid of backs and then be back to the square point where you were last year of bringing people in like Alfred Morris and Jeff Wilson, pretty much like, who was a practice squad guy off the streets pretty much. No, he's gonna make sure that he has backs this year that fit his system, and whether they're all active or not, and we'll get into that conversation, whether they're all active or not, I don't think he's going to get into that situation where he was last year, having to bring in an older guy in like Morris, bringing a younger guy in from a practice squad. But I think maybe McKinnon's feelings are a little hurt on the fans turning on him. I don't think it's so much.
Listen, man. The reason we're having this debate topic that we're having tonight is because we already recognize the backfield is too crowded. Okay, there was Day that finished the year on our active team on our roster. There was Wilson that finished. Breida finished. I think Morris wasn't Alfred Morris like week 16 and 17 also.
Yeah, he was still there.
You're right. So those four guys finished the season with us, and then we're counting Juice. Those are the five guys that finished the season. So now you're getting Morris is gone. His contract is done already. Day was a 1 or 2 year thing. I don't even know if he's technically still on the team, but let's just say he is. He's not beating out any of the guys we're discussing tonight. Right. Jeff Wilson Jr. will be a practice squad guy again. All right. You got McKinnon coming back, and you sign Coleman. So that's anywhere from 7 to 8 running backs or guys in the backfield, I should say. I'm not going to say just running backs. And they're going to pick up another fullback to compete with Juice and take snaps in preseason also. They're going to do that. They did it last year. They're going to do it this year. Okay, so you got 8 to 9 backs back there. As soon as the team – now that you already have influx. Take Tevin Coleman out of this. You've got 7 or 8 backs back there. Then you go and pick up another guy. How do you know? How can you say with confidence that that tweet wasn't to the 49ers organization? If I'm the 49ers, I have to be sure that this guy is going to come back. And not only is he going to come back, he's going to come back healthy. And not only does he have to come back healthy, he's also got to be able to produce. Well, I do know that Tevin Coleman is healthy. And I do know that Tevin Coleman can produce. So you pick him up, all of a sudden, your guy Jet, he's sweating. All of a sudden, he's feeling some heat. All right? That happens as soon as you hear about the signing. Then the fans start hitting you out on top of that. I'm just saying that tweet could absolutely have been towards the organization. It could be towards the fan base and the organization.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that it couldn't be. I'm just thinking that it's more so against the fan base because of how quickly his name was mentioned everywhere. Like, maybe it made him salty. You know what I mean? Like, the fans. Maybe the whole organization. But you know that, like, you heard when, like, Tevin Coleman came in and said, he's like, oh, well, did they talk to you about splitting carries or whatever? He's like, look, these are my brothers. You know, we're going to go out there. We're going to compete. We're going to, you know, just win some games together, whatever. But you know that Kyle Shanahan is a guy who is always telling these guys that I'm always going to looking to add somebody that's going to bring in that competition. So it's not like none of these guys on the team knew, because if you remember last year, he said he gave them the week, if you come, I want to see that you really want to be here the next week. Do you remember? I don't remember what week it was. I think it was during the bye week. We had that little extra week and a half or almost 2-week break in November. He said, you need to really sit back and think about if you want to be here and come back and show me next week. That's telling your guys right there that I don't have all the trust in you. I need to see it from you. I need to see your play. I don't think the front office did anything wrong. And don't get me wrong here. Like, we're arguing about running backs, but I don't think the front office did anything wrong by bringing Tevin Coleman in. You get an athlete who can perform in this system, somebody who's has been healthy pretty much his whole career. A couple injuries here and there, but nothing major. To compete against these guys. Now, I'm a huge Matt Breida fan, and I want to see what McKinnon can do in this offense, but we don't really know what McKinnon can do in this offense. And Niners fans I can't jump on McKinnon yet because of the fact that I haven't seen him really in this offense. I've seen him take 3 snaps in a preseason game. Like, I need to see more of this kid. You know, if people wrote off players like, you know, I'm not even gonna mention other players, but
no, go ahead, bro. Like, come on, man. This is us.
Well, I'm just saying, like if people wrote off a 6th round pick in Antonio Brown, or players that, George Kittle in the 5th, Russell Wilson in a 4th, like
3rd.
Peyton Manning, dude. Peyton Manning came out his first season and was horrible. And look at the career that he had. So I'm just saying, like, you can't judge these guys. Like, there's nothing to judge McKinnon off of other than being in Minnesota. He was what he was in Minnesota, but we haven't seen him in this system, who is a back friendly system, who is going to get these guys open and utilize you to your best of your position, aka George Kittle, aka even Dante Pettis. Like, I think Kyle Shanahan's system makes it's kind of like the New England system. That New England system makes guys what they are. They go elsewhere and they're horrible. They don't do anything. So I think that's what kind of is, you can bring these guys in. I mean, look at our run game with Matt Breida, undrafted guy. He was succeeding. I mean, if he didn't get hurt, he would have easily had 1,000 yards on the year. He'd have easily been 1,000-yard rusher. Tevin Coleman has never been 1,000-yard rusher, but he was also a split back. Jerick McKinnon was a split back, so they were sharing carries. I just don't think Niners fans should count Jerick McKinnon out as much as possible, because I still think that Kyle Shanahan still wants to see what he can do in the system, which is obviously he's going to go into camp. If anybody's traded it, I don't think it will be. I personally don't think it'll be until at least camp time or the draft.
Okay. So the topic that we have a part A and a part B. We're going to go ahead and get into this, guys. First part is the 5 running backs that we're going to keep. Should we keep 5, including Juice, or should we keep less than that? Okay. So right now, the guys under contract with the 49ers are Jerick McKinnon, Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, Matthew Days or Matt Days, Jeff Wilson Jr., and Raheem Mostert, and Kyle Juszczyk. All right. So you got 7 guys under contract right now. For the purposes of this debate and simplicity, Nick and I are going to get rid of Jeff Wilson Jr. and we're going to get rid of Matthew Days. Okay. We're in agreement so far, Nick? Good?
Yep.
Okay. So the question is, do we keep 5 running backs on the 53-man roster? And then part B is going to be, who's going to be active on game day? It's going to be, what 3 guys are you going to keep active on game day if you're not going to keep them all or whatever. So we're going to play both sides of this, because what we don't want to do is declare I won the first part of the debate, Nick lost the first part of the debate, or vice versa, and then we only answer one of them. So we're going to do each part as if the other person won. So you're going to hear part B is going to be a 2-parter also, okay? I'll explain when we get there. All right, so Nick, you want to kick it off or you want me to kick it off?
You can kick off this one. I kicked off last week.
All right, cool. So between McKinnon, Coleman, Breida, Mostert, and Juice, personally, I think that's too many guys to keep. I think that with the defensive line being as stacked as it is, I think with the secondary being in the flux that it's in, we should not be keeping 5 guys active. Now, before this started, Nick and I did an exercise. Nick, how many running backs were active on our final 53-man roster?
5.
We had 5. Was that counting Juice or not?
That was counting Juice.
That was counting Juice. Okay, so we had McKinnon as a first-year guy last year. We had Matt Breida as a second-year guy. We had
Mostert
as a special teams guy. We had Juice, and was it Morris?
Morris, yeah.
And Morris was the 5th guy.
Yep.
Okay. This year, we're going to project it to be McKinnon, Coleman, Breida.
Everybody but Morris. Coleman's replacing Morris.
Right. We're switching Coleman and Morris. Now, personally, I'm not doing that. All right. I can get into reasons of the cap numbers. You have Jerick McKinnon with a cap number of $5.75 million, almost $6 million. You have Tevin Coleman with a cap number of $3.6 million. Okay. And those, honestly, they kind of pale in comparison, because you have Juszczyk with $5.95 million.
But Okay, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
I'm just talking about the cap hits. So those are the big ones. You have guys who are going to give you cap savings, like a Matt Breida, who is just a little over $500,000. He's at 6.4 million. And then you have Raheem Mostert, whose numbers haven't been upgraded on the site that I'm looking at. So I apologize about that. Do you know what his cap hit is this year?
Who was it?
Raheem Mostert.
No, I just know it's like an $8.5 million deal.
Right. I just don't know what the cap hit is. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
don't think it came out yet. Like out onto the like spot rack or over the cap yet.
right. So Juice is going to make the team because he's the only fullback. He's here. He's not going anywhere. Plus, he's the biggest cap number this year. Raheem Mostert is going to make the team because he's a special teams ace. The team liked what he did when he had the ball in his hands. They were pleasantly surprised. They even included an incentive for carries in his contract. Pretty cool. All right. Tevin Coleman is going to be here. They just signed him. Tevin Coleman is going to make this roster. Now, you're deciding between one other guy if you're me, because I'm keeping 3 running backs and I'm keeping a fullback. I'm not keeping 4 running backs and a fullback. So now you're stuck deciding between Jerick McKinnon and Matt Breida. The question is, which one do you keep? If it's me, I'm getting rid of Matt Breida. And the reason is because we've invested too much money in Jerick McKinnon to not have him take a single snap for us this in his career. We just can't do it. That's my logic. Pretty simple. I'm not letting him get out of here with all the money he's making this year, plus all the money he made last year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, between the 2 years, he will have made $11 million. Is it right?
Yeah, not counting his guaranteed. He made a lot of guaranteed money last year.
Right. So if I pull up his contract, if I pull up Jerick McKinnon's contract right here, it says that he signed a 4-year deal for 30. He signed a 4-year deal for $30 million, 11.7 guaranteed at the time of signing, a grand total of 18 million guaranteed. If he doesn't make the 53-man roster, he and his agent could argue that it's due to injury, that he still wasn't quite healthy. Then the Niners have to pay that injury guarantee. He's making this roster. Matt Breida, production and all was cool. He's the odd man out. You had a $2 million signing bonus. You had the $11.7 million guaranteed at signing, a total of $18 million guaranteed. And that, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, is that the injury bonus here? I'm trying to scan this really quick. It doesn't tell me which one the injury bonus is, but I'm pretty sure the 18 million, usually the highest number is like if your career ends or whatever, like that's what you're gonna get. We're sorry for your tragic injury, but here's $18 million. So, oh wait, here we go. Injury reserve is he'll get another. It says $6.5 million. Oh no, wait, that's what he made for being on IR last year. My bad. That's what he made for being on IR last. Yeah, he's staying, man. I like Matt Breida. I like the production. Don't get me wrong, but we can't let this guy walk out of the building with $18 million and never taking a snap for the 49ers. We've seen this team hold on to guys like Jimmie Ward, who made $9 million last year, and Eric Armstead, who barely played before last year, but they were like, look at that cap hit. He's going to stay here on this team. They're going to keep Jerick McKinnon. So that leaves Matt Breida as the odd man out. What's your take, Nick?
I don't think we're getting rid of anybody. I think we're keeping 4 running. We had 5 running backs on the 53-man roster last year, and this is why I think that this is where I think it will be a huge benefit to our team to keep these. You can go one less of a defensive lineman, which is completely stacked. So we carried 9 defensive linemen last year. If we drop that to 8 or our secondary to 9, you can get that extra spot. It's the same as carrying 3 and a fullback. Carrying that extra guy, Matt Breida doesn't cost you a lot. Yes, would he be the easier target to get rid of? Yes. Jerick McKinnon after June 1st is a $2 million cap hit compared to $6 million prior to June 1st. So Jerick McKinnon hasn't taken a snap here. It'll be easier to offload Matt Breida to a trade because he has a very minimal contract. Somebody could pay him what they want to pay him, given him as a contract, and he pretty much gets a fresh start. But Mostert coming back is a special teams ace, and I agree with that. I'm going to agree Mostert is active on game day because of special teams, right? So now we're looking at 3 and a fullback. Juice is going to be active. Now here's where it gets fun. Maybe you don't keep them all active, and we'll talk about this in part B. But the reason I say keep them is because it'll be harder for teams to game plan. Now, Kyle Shanahan came out and said he's never really kept 4 active on a game day roster. But there's an actual chance of him doing it this year and the possibility of him doing it this year. He said it. He said, you never know. I could do it. The way it looks right now is the way it could go. So, with that being said, it'll be harder for teams to game plan against you. Because this week 1, Tevin Coleman could be there's no number 1 back in that system, okay? So let's not say Tevin Coleman's going to come in here and be the number 1 back, or Jerick McKinnon's going to be the number 1 back, or Matt Breida is going to be the number 1 back. Because what you do is you out of those 3 guys, you take week 1, let's put Tevin Coleman, who gets the bulk of the carries, 15 carries. Out of the other 7 carries, you're utilizing McKinnon in a slot or in the backfield, splitting carries with Matt Breida. Matt Breida in a slot. Breida goes in the back for 3 or 4 plays. Coleman goes out. Week 2, you come out. Nobody knows who's going to be the starting running back. And you game plan and you make it, okay, well, Jerick McKinnon is going to be the cowbell this week. And then the other 2 split carries. Then the next week you can go Coleman again. The next week you can go Breida. Nobody will ever know who to watch all the film on what they're doing, whether they're Breida could come out and line, or Coleman could come out and line up in the slot, right? Like he does. And then they have to game plan for that. But then Coleman doesn't even go in the slot at all that game, and it's somebody different, and Coleman's in the backfield. So it is definitely having 3 types of the same backs, meaning McKinnon, Breida, and Coleman. They're all pretty much the same. To take one other person off of your team and keep somebody who's going to help your offense makes the most sense to me in the world. We barely had any injuries on the defensive line last year. Not saying that we're not going to have injuries. You can easily get rid of not carrying one guy. If somebody gets hurt on the defensive line and you need to bring somebody up, then you can change and make somebody not active. Whether it's on, it could be, you could carry, we only carried 6 wide receivers last year. We all wanted 7. We carried 7 the year before. We went 1 less in that spot because we carried 5 running backs on the 53-man roster. Just wasn't a match. And we don't know what he would have done last year because McKinnon got hurt very in the beginning of the season. So if going into the season, it could have just been the same thing. He had a plan of doing what he was going to do. Morris for short yardage, Juice, Mostert, Breida, and McKinnon, all pretty much the same type of backs. You don't even need Jeff Wilson. So then you can use or utilize each one of them during the game. Mostert's going to be active because of special teams, like we said. Breida has played special teams. So has Jerick McKinnon. They've all played special teams wherever they've been. Breida didn't play special teams last year due to the fact that he was the cowbell. So he didn't play special teams. My thing on it is where are you giving, out of those 4 running backs, not the fullback, I'm not going to count the fullback because Juice, where are you giving Mostert carries? Where? He's not better than the other 3. We don't know if he's better than McKinnon, so I can't even count him with McKinnon because we didn't see McKinnon take snaps here.
I'll give you he's better. I'll give you that McKinnon's better than him. I'm not arguing with you about.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Like I know you're not arguing. I'm just saying in my head, like I can't physically say in this system if Mostert is better than McKinnon because I've never seen McKinnon in the system. But McKinnon is more of a polished running back than Mostert is in the NFL. So let's just use it as that. Like playing wise on an NFL team more than Mostert. Mostert's not better than any of those 3. Are you really paying a guy 3 years, $8.5 million So what is that? Probably almost 2.25 million a year, let's just say, for average numbers to play special teams. Like, I think he literally has to come in here and he'll get those incentive bonuses for carries if he can make it to the team to take those carries. Mostert is the odd man out for me in this whole thing. You're not keeping a guy that plays special teams just because he plays special teams. You've heard Kyle Shanahan come out and say special teams is the most thing that I want my running backs and other players on the field to play. They need to be versatile. If you just play special teams, you're no good to me. We talked about this with Joe Williams. That's what hurt Joe Williams. He couldn't play special teams. I guess that's his name, right? Yeah, Joe Williams. I hated that dude. I don't know why. But I just don't see it as being as crazy as people think it is. Because of the factor of how you can game plan when nobody knows who's going to be. Like I said, you can give 20 carries to Coleman and split the rest between the other two. The next week you could give 20 carries to Breida and split the next two. And this all really depends on health too. So why are you not, what happens if you go in there and you only have 3 guys healthy? You get 1 hurt on special teams, which is Mostert because he's going to be on there. And then Breida comes out with an ankle injury. Now you're down to 1 back for the entire game. And Juice. So 2 backs. You're right back in the point A where you were this year.
This is so much fun. All right, so you you talked yourself into my argument. You were like, I'm not even sure if Mostert's going to make the team because he's not going to do it just off of special teams.
No, but I'm just saying, he's the odd man. If anybody, he would be the odd man out for me.
But your argument is supposed to be that you're keeping all 5. You already got somebody on the outside looking in, so you're telling me that you're not convinced you're going to keep all 5.
Yes and no. I think that we're going to keep those 5. All right, let me think how I say this now. Because Mostert, all right, I'm just going to consider us keeping him as a special team ace because I did say we're going to keep 5. But I don't see him as a running back active because we're going to talk about active players. He'll be active for special teams, but he will also be a backup running back in case something happens. So, all right, so I'll give you that. Mostert's there. He doesn't get injured again. I'm keeping 5. I'm keeping 4 and a fullback.
Okay, so I got a lot of talking points about everything that you said. Let me start by addressing the people in the room really quick, okay? I see a lot of people saying, I can't believe Mike wants to get rid of Breida. Oh, did you see the production? You see the production? You see the production? Let me tell you guys something. Matt Breida didn't go through a single game without getting injured and missing snaps. That's just what it is. Not a single game did he go through a game from start to finish and play all the snaps. This guy is made out of paper mache. So cut it out. I love Matt Breida. I love his heart. His heart is way bigger than his frame. All right. He's the toughest SOB out there on the field. He will play through a limb and leg falling off. Literally, he'll try to do it. Okay. You have to drag him off the field. This is not to be disrespectful, but the guy is not dependable. He's not dependable. And why was Matt Breida the most productive back that we had? Because everybody else was getting hurt. He was the only guy continuing to come back. It's not a coincidence that Jeff Wilson averaged 3.2 yards a carry. It's not a coincidence that Matt Breida averaged 4.3 yards a carry. But guess who averaged the most yards a carry? Raheem Mostert. Luckily for Matt Breida, Raheem Mostert broke his arm. Otherwise, maybe it would have been the Raheem Mostert show. We're so convinced and attached to these players just because they put up more than other people. He had the most opportunity of everybody else. Doesn't mean that he was better. He just had more opportunity. We can't sit here and keep getting attached to these guys, okay? Matt Breida is not going to be the one. If it comes down to cutting somebody, he's not going to be the one. Now, I will say this, and I'll say this with a lot of confidence. I have faith in this new strength and conditioning staff, and I also believe that if we were a salary cap strap team, McKinnon's the guy that's gone. But like Nick said at the beginning of this, we got $42 million left still, and we're not going to pay that money to somebody to let him go. So since we have all this cap space still, we're not struggling financially. The cheap guy's got to go, and the guy that we've already paid $11 to $16 million to, he's got to come back and earn some of that money now. That's just how it is, guys. That's how the NFL works. These owners don't like to waste their money. He's gonna be here. And Matt Breida and all that stuff, you guys talk about his numbers and all that, and he could have been 1,000-yard rusher. No, he couldn't, because he can't finish a freaking game. All right? Like, none of our running backs could, for that matter. I'm not taking anything away from him, but Matt Breida was injured every single game. And so get over it. Okay. Now, Raheem Mostert had the highest yards per carry. Give him the same opportunities as Matt Breida. He is a 1,000-yard rusher. Don't even do anything extra. Don't even do anything extra for him. Just give him the same exact snaps that Raheem Mostert had. I mean, that Matt Breida had, and he's a 1,000-yard rusher. Okay.
I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. They are 2-0. Mostert has been on this team before and couldn't get carries. Mostert is not a 1,000-yard back.
Well,
no way.
This is very easily determined. Okay, I'm going to put in Raheem Mostert. I'm going to pull up his stats. Okay, I'm going to tell you what he averaged per carry. You ready? You got your calculator pulled out over there?
Hold
on. It's going to be really simple. All I'm going to do is take his yards per carry, and then we're going to multiply that by how many carries Matt Breida had. That's all we're going to do. Now, I didn't check this, so I'm probably wrong. I didn't check this at all. I'm probably wrong. But when you get your calculator pulled up over there, we're going to do that, okay? So that's all we're going to do. I said if you give him the same exact amount of carries that Matt Breida had, then I think Raheem Mostert would have been a 1,000-yard rusher. All right, so you ready? All right, I'm getting a thumbs up over here. All right, 7.7 times 153. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm right under 1,000. I swear to God, I'm right under 1,000.
7.7, you said?
7.7 times 153 carries.
No, it's over 1,000.
Let's go.
It's almost 1,200, but there's no way Mostert was running that.
I don't want to hear it. Raheem Mostert had more breakaway speed. You don't know that. You don't know that. We can only
have more breakaway speed,
huh?
Than Breida?
Yes. Oh yeah. Raheem Mostert's faster than Breida. Absolutely. That's why he's the best gunner on the team. That's why he's the best gunner on the team, man. He's got that speed.
So got that speed. Hold on. What was Breida average before he got hurt?
I don't know.
Leading the league in 8.7 yards per carry.
Yeah, that was like week 2 or 3, though.
No, that was like up to week 5.
Okay, he played a lot. Look, what do you want me to do? I can only go by what he finished with. It could have been week 2. I don't even think it was week 5.
So you're telling me Raheem Mostert is a 1,200-yard back?
I'm telling you.
You are insane.
I am telling you what you just told me, that with his average yards per carry and the amount of carries that Breida got, he would have been almost a 1,200-yard rusher.
But his average yards go by snaps.
That's what average yards per carry is. He can't help how many times he got the ball.
Raheem Mostert is not a 1,200-yard back, Mike. Come on.
Why not? You don't know that. You can't say that definitively. You have no idea.
No, there's no way.
Nick, you're just assuming. You literally don't know.
No, you're assuming. You're like, he's got.
You just don't like
6 yards per carry times 153 snaps.
Hey,
he's 1,200-yard back. Get out of here,
bro. I'm just telling you what the numbers say. You don't like my argument because we can't prove it wrong. So it is what it is. Okay. Now I'm still not done yet. I'm still not done about why. I'm not even going to focus on Breida being the odd man out anymore. I've already proved my point with that. The guy can't stay.
Lost you again. I don't know where you went. Your service is breaking up.
You said.
Hold on. We heard nothing you said because you completely froze again.
Oh, from when? What was the last thing you heard me say?
I don't know. You started rambling on, and I'm trying to talk to you to get your attention.
All right, so we're going to take Raheem Mostert out of this now.
And go to Matt Breida.
We can't prove any of that. And I'm not even going to focus on Matt Breida being the guy anymore. But I am going to – you said something that I really liked. You made another beautiful point from my argument, okay? You said that between between Matt Breida, between Jerick McKinnon, and Tevin Coleman, your words, not mine, all three of these guys do the same thing. We don't need three of them. We don't need three guys.
Bro, you've been saying that
thing, bro.
You've been saying that because the whole time with Breida and McKinnon. The reason of having the same type of backs is so you don't have to change your offense. You can do the same exact shit with whoever's in there. You can slide them out to the slot. You can slide them to a wide receiver position. You can slide them to a running back position.
My eyes have seen the light, Nick, and I agree with you. I agree that all of a sudden we should have some similar backs so that they can do the same thing. So that way, when one of my guys goes down, I don't have to change my offensive plan. I agree that we should have two of the same back. We don't need three of these dudes out there, bro. We don't need three of them, and you know it. We don't need three of them. Matt Breida's got to get the fuck out of here. He's gone. There's no need to bring him back. Bye-bye, Matt. Bye-bye. And I'm still not done. I got some more points. And this one has nothing to do with the running back position, including Juice. Has nothing to do with that. This year might be the first time, because he said it at a presser. This is your words. He said it at a presser. He might do it. This year might be the first time that Kyle Shanahan has to keep three active quarterbacks. He's never had to do that before. Never. You and I were just trying to figure out if CJ Beathard is even eligible for practice squad. I don't know. I don't know for sure. If anybody is, it's going to be Nick Mullens. But Nick Mullens has played himself into a position where if you have to cut him before you can put him on practice squad because he's got to clear waivers, he's not cutting him. At this very moment, the most valuable quarterback on that roster is Jimmie. Our second most valuable quarterback is Nick. And then it's CJ Beathard. Okay? If you got to cut one of those guys and hope that he can make it to the practice squad, it's going to be the guy named Beathard. Okay? Casey, he's going to be the guy that gets cut. You got to cut Casey, okay? And guess what? We don't even know if he's practice squad eligible. So we literally might have to keep three quarterbacks. And if that's the case, what do we need Matt Breida for? We already got somebody who can do what he can do. And we have another guy that can do what he does also. We don't need three copies of anything, bro. No one. No one needs three copies.
But why not?
Because of roster spots, because of salary, because of yards per carry, because we don't need three. That's why.
You can't include salary. You take the best players. Salary is completely null and void.
Raheem Mostert averaged 7.7 yards a carry. Keep the best players.
Yeah, he averaged 7.7 yards per carry. This is a very friendly back system.
No, it's not. Joe Williams averaged way less than that. Joe Williams couldn't do anything in this system. Hey, Ray will like this one. Ray will like this one. My guy, Alfred Morris, he ain't averaged close to that, like 2.8 yards a carry. He was garbage. He was garbage in the system. I wanted him as a bruiser, right? And someone else, I think I won you over with that argument. I know that I saw some guys in our group chat saying we should probably pick up a bruiser somewhere. But if we're keeping Breida and we're keeping McKinnon and we're keeping Coleman, where are we getting a bruiser from? Where are we putting him on this roster? Because we're not getting rid of Mostert. He's a special teams ace. So who's our bruiser? And don't you give me that Juice. Don't give me Juice as our bruiser because
Coleman is more of a bruiser than you think.
Who?
Coleman.
Yes, I will give you that. I think he's the most physical one of the three of them.
Yeah, so absolutely. There's your bruiser. So you don't need a bruiser.
Okay.
He can pick up a 3rd and 1.
Okay. I like that answer. Good answer. I respect that. I accept that. That's good. But guess what?
So you're telling me you're going to pay Raheem Mostert $8.5 million for 3 years to play special teams, right?
Yes, because special teams is about field positioning. And
right. So
you know as well as I do that when he went down, you could see the difference immediately in the special teams.
Okay, and I agree with you, but the only fact, and I think we're going to keep him, but the only fact I disagree with you is for the reasoning of how many kicks compared to what used to be brought out are actually brought out anymore.
He was a gunner on punt team too, though. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
No,
It
I
wasn't their
understand that,
fault.
but I'm saying so now you cut the special teams in half.
No, 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 no. Because smart kickers, and this is what they're paying kickers to do now. They're paying kickers to kick it up high and make the ball only be a yard or two deep in the end zone,
No,
or maybe a yard or two in front of it. They're
right.
encouraging them
I
to bring it out
understand
more.
that, but I'm saying a lot of guys, there's nowhere near as many kick return or kick offs that are brought out as there used to be.
I am willing to bet, and I can look this up if you want me to. I'm willing to bet the Niners were in the top 10 of kicks taken out because of how we were doing our kickoffs. We were purposely, and you'll back me up on this because if you tell the truth, you'll remember this. We were purposely using Robbie Gould because he had the weaker leg between him and Pinion to do kickoffs because they wanted to encourage people to bring it out and pin them back inside the 25. Remember that they were doing that on purpose and kicking it short with Robbie Gould on purpose.
Yeah, but it wasn't in a game.
Yeah, what?
It was. I haven't seen Robbie Gould kick off. I haven't seen one of our kickers kick off since Bradley Pinion's been on his team. I've seen it in preseason. I don't remember it being in an actual game. I could be wrong. I don't remember seeing that. Your dog. Well, never mind. I can't say that on TV.
Sorry, guys. I got my.
They couldn't see you, so but I could.
So
I
listen,
know-
all right. So guys, really quick, everybody who's watching out there, Nick, were there any counters or any points you wanted to double back on? Because I want to get to the part where we just ask them to vote, and they can just write in four backs or no, hashtag keep four or hashtag keep five in the chat to let them vote on that, and then we're going to move on to part B.
Yeah. The only, like I said, the only benefit I think we get out of this is you're splitting carries amongst them all, which keeps your backs fresh, healthy for the entire game. Game planning, like I said, will be really hard, not knowing who's going to be the bell cow that week, whether it's Coleman, Breida, or McKinnon, 1, 2, or 3. I don't think any of them are going to be a number one back. I think it has more benefits to it than it has. Oh, we're taking up a one roster spot, which you could get that roster spot anywhere. It has more benefits to it for the offense, whether it's red zone. And if they were all just regular backs, I wouldn't see them keeping them. But since they do, most of them, McKinnon has split out wide. Coleman has split out wide his entire career. Matt Breida is more of a running back. He's not as good of a pass catcher as those two. So, but utilizing those two, you could literally switch him and say, okay, I need to get 10 or 15 yards. I'm going to take the Z receiver out or whatever and put in Coleman, who's going to be matched up against a linebacker or a, just mismatch. And that will completely help. Now you have a two-back set with Coleman and let's just say McKinnon and Breida and Coleman split out. It's a mismatch. So it has more benefits to keeping them all. Raheem Mostert for special teams, you're not losing out on that. And then the three backs. One's a bruiser, plus can catch, plus can run. The other one, McKinnon, is more of a catchback and running back. And then Breida is more of just a running back for screens and stuff like that he can catch. But he's not really – he did line up on the outside, but nothing really went to him. So I think there's more benefits to keeping 5, including Juice, 4 and then Juice, than there is not by just taking one roster spot away.
And one more thing, just because I looked it up really quick, Raheem Mostert's average per carry for his entire career is 7.2. Just saying.
Yeah, but he's got probably half the carries that Breida has. So you can't really use average yards per carry, because if we do that, we could go look at Carlos Hyde. He averaged a ton of carries. Where's he at now?
All right. Yeah, okay.
Or yards per carry. He was the number one back after contact.
And I said, all right. And see, people are so focused on, but Breida. Oh, get out of here, man. You guys got to stop with that, man. It's crazy. All right, guys. So come on, guys.
It's not about – guys, I don't want you voting on whether we're cutting McKinnon or cutting Breida. I want a vote as saying what will benefit this team the most. Keeping 4 and the fullback, or not keeping 4 only keeping 3 and the fullback. Don't
Right.
worry about cutting McKinnon, cutting Breida. We just want a straight up vote. I'm voting for keeping them because I think it benefits the team more to lose another position, another guy in another position, to where it helps us offensively. Where Mike's arguing, you basically keep another guy in another spot and you don't need them as backs because they're all the same. So
keep 5 or keep 4.
yeah, just don't worry about cuts or Breida cutting or whatever.
Yeah, you guys can cut McKinnon if you want. I don't care. I don't think that we need 3 of the same running backs plus a special teams ace. I think we need 2 of the same running backs and a special teams ace. Plus, we both agree on the fullback. So, all right. Now, while they're doing that, I'm going to introduce the next part B to this. And part B is going to be a 2-parter also. Okay. So, what part B is, we're going to assume that Nick wins this vote. All right. So, we're going to keep all 5 backs in the backfield. And the thing is, who are you going to have active on game day? That's good. That's what we're going to do now. Okay. And then after that's done, we're going to say, okay, you're only keeping 4. Are you keeping everybody active on game day? Or are you just going to have 2 backs and a fullback on game day? All right. I think the first one is really all we need to do. I don't even know if we need to do part 2. I think that we're going to assume that all 5, let's just say keep 5, right? I think we should just do keep 5, but who's active on game day?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure everybody knows that 5 is with the fullback. So everybody knows that the fullback is in there. So really we should really just be we know the fullback's going to be here. We should really just be keeping 4. It should be 3 or 4, truthfully.
I think
we know the fullback's going to be on the roster.
Yeah, I think they got that though.
So,
I'm seeing mad 4s, bro. I'm seeing mad 4s in here. Hold on.
Yeah, but
hold on.
There's mad people voting more than once.
Oh, look at Nick. This is what Nick does when I start.
Dude, go look at David Herman. I bet you he voted 10 times.
All right, let's see here. All right, you got to keep a tally over there. You got pen and paper. Yeah, I'll say your name and you. If you hear it, you say a name twice, then don't count it. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Niner Empire says keep 5. Rhodes Matheson, keep 5. Peter Worley, keep 5. All right, guys, come on. DS515 says keep 4. John Niner says 5. Dana Person says, give it up, Mike. Keep 5. Daryl Flores says keep 5. Shu Lo says keep 4. Random Hawaii says keep 5. Neil something says 5. JP7 says keep 5. Okay, this ain't looking good. Paul Jones says keep 4 halfbacks and 1 fullback. That's another keep 5.
Yep.
Nick Worth says 5. Keep them. Make it a running back by committee. Ray says keep 5. Steve Randall says keep 5. Tim Duncan says keep 5. Nick easily won this debate. Sorry, Mike. Wayne Jones says keep 5 to keep him fresh. Ryan says keep 5. All right, here we go. Tommy Kingham says trade Breida. That's going to count as a 4. David Herman says 4. Damn, David Herman right there again.
I told you there's like 10.
Hold on. Eric Andrade says 5. David Herman again. Okay. Albert says keep 5. God damn. No one won. Oh, that's a clever name on a debate show. No one won says 4. Dana Person says 5. Rhodes is in here again saying keep 5. David Herman. Holy smokes, man. All right. Tommy Kingdom says 4. Tommy Kingdom again. Tommy Kingdom. All right, never mind. You know what? Parrish Bradford says 4. On the nickel says keep all 5. I'm trying to see. Steve Randall. I feel like I said that already. I think I said Steve Randall already.
Yeah, I didn't count. I'm not counting that one.
David Herman again. Eric, I said that one already. Parrish Bradford. All right, man. So they got you winning this one. Tommy Kingdom, I said that already.
Yep.
Shulo,
Yep.
Antoine Gray.
No.
Damn it, let's keep 5. All right, Gucci Boy. That's 4. Parrish Bradford says keep 4 backs in the fullback. Paul Jones says 4. Reggie Taylor says 4. Shulo and David Herman, I counted them already. Jackie Smith says 4. I see D Phil Pot 49 says 5. This is really one-sided, guys. You guys got me excited. All you freaking repeat guys.
I told you there was mad repeats in there.
Alex Moreno says, say my name, Mike Cinco. 5. All right, Sai Tao says 4. He said it again. Ronnie Burton says 4. Ronnie Burton says 4. Yo, I got more loyal voters than you do, bro.
Yeah, this show.
I got loyalty though. That don't count for nothing. All right, so we're gonna stop this. This is hurting my feelings. Wait, Dominic Winter says keep 4. Thank you.
AIA.
Hold on. Rec Wilson says Rombo says 4. Yeah, Ronnie Burton said, Nick, you lost. That's right, man. Eat crow, bro. All right, so we're gonna
let's just tally these up.
No, don't count that tally, man. Eat that thing so no one sees the score. Listen, we're gonna keep it moving. All right, you won. You don't need to count that up. All right, now check this out. So what we're gonna do now, the next part is that we were gonna assume that you won anyway, and now so you got your 4 running backs and you have your fullback. Who was active on game day and who are you making inactive?
I already told you I'm making them all active.
You can't. Oh, come on, bro. You can't do that.
All right, so then if I'm sitting somebody,
You wait. You know what? Let's make this part A and part B.
well, because I already said the reasoning is why I would keep them all active.
You can't keep fresh legs every other game between 3 running backs?
You can, but I'm saying that I don't understand why you have to sit somebody. If you already take up that roster spot, they should be active on game day.
That's not cool. You can alternate with who's active on game day.
Yeah, but the problem is what happens if, like I said, I want to be able to game plan using one as a bell cow and the other 2 splitting. And
Imagine a team going all week.
Huh?
Imagine a team going all week preparing to face off against Tevin Coleman and Matt Breida, right? And then all of a sudden game day comes and Tevin Coleman is inactive and it's Matt Breida and Jerick McKinnon.
Right, but that's the same. That's the same as keeping benefit. That's the same as keeping them active.
No, it's not. Because now you have to sacrifice a tight end or an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman or somebody in the secondary or somebody on special teams. You want to keep 5 halfbacks active on game day? That is nuts.
No, I want to keep 4 halfbacks and a fullback. But yes.
That you can't keep 5 active guys in your backfield, bro. That is literally insane. That's crazy. All right, so here we go. All right, let's do another vote here. Okay, I don't care how you mix it up. We're assuming that all 5 of these guys make the roster. Okay, 4 running backs, 1 fullback, or have all made the roster. Mike is saying you keep 3 running backs and a fullback. Only 4 make the game day roster. That's Mike's opinion. Mostert's one of them, so you're only keeping 2. This is the 2 in the. Never mind.
Can't say that.
Yeah, I can't say that. But Mostert's one of the guys, so now you got 2 guys and a fullback making the team on game day. Is what I think we should do. Mostert, 2 ball carriers and a fullback. That's what I think we should do. You think we should have 4 Mostert, 3 ball carriers, and the fullback on game day.
Yeah, because Mostert's going to be active on special teams, so you're still at the same amount of number that you carried last year.
Nah, man, you can't do that. All right, guys.
We had Breida, Morris, and Mostert active last year. That's 3 and a fullback.
That's what I'm arguing for right now, bro.
Right, so I'm adding 1 extra guy Because Mostert is coming out of the rotation and
it don't matter.
Teams.
One extra guy is one extra guy. Do you remember? Do you remember having to move Mike McGlinchey to guard?
Yeah, and that was the highest number we had on the team, 9.
Okay, that's why I'm trying to tell you it's a valuable position. You that extra roster spot is very valuable, Nick. We can't do that. Do you remember? Do you know Antoine? Was it Exum played safety for the first time in his life with us because of how bad our secondary was injured? Do you remember that happening?
Yeah.
There were so many first-time guys lining up somewhere because we ran out of roster spots. And you want to give another one to an extra running back? That's insane, bro. All right, so let's just put this to a vote really quick so we can move on from this little part, right? So guys, how many backs? Don't count Juice in this. All right. So we're arguing with the 4 running backs. How many running backs should be active on game day? 3 or 4? So that's the next vote, right? We're going to do right now. Okay. So let's start that up right now at this point. How many running backs active on game day? 3 or 4? That's going to be the next one here. All right. I see 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. I'm winning this one, bro. Team Mike. He didn't even vote. He just said Team Mike. Let's go, Ronnie.
He voted earlier.
Shut up. Somebody said fire Randall. Randall got to go. 5 wasn't even an option. Mike's argument is stupid. You have 3 backs that are making too much money to be inactive. Not if you deactivate Breida. He ain't making shit. I didn't have him making the roster. It's not my argument. It's Nick's argument. That's flawed.
Ronnie, you lost again, Nick. No, I didn't lose the first time.
Yes, you did, bro. Ronnie got my back. I like that. I like that.
Ronnie, no shirt for you.
Shanahan did not say 4, by the way. Shanahan was asked, have you ever? And he said, no, I haven't. Doesn't mean I can't. That's all he said. He never said, oh, well,
it looks like a possibility.
Of course it's a possibility. It's a possibility we can sign 3 more running backs and make them all active. That's not real. Come on, man. You know, don't do that. Don't fall into that trap, man. Trade McKinnon. Yeah, see? Now we got people thinking here. Did Gore have 3 backs behind him? No, because Frank Gore was durable. He wasn't frail ass Matt Breida. That's why. Look at it. Let's go, man. Yeah, man, bro. I don't even need to do this.
Ronnie said, "Okay, Nick, you won."
All right, all right, you ready to keep a tally? I'll say some names.
All right, hold on.
Look at Tim Duncan. Sure glad Mike is not the GM. Yeah, because I've been making smart moves. You guys like doing silly stuff like this. Oh, let's keep Matt Breida around because he's only going to be active for 3 quarters a game. Let's keep him here. Come on, man. Ray, have a good night, bro. I see the message. Take it easy, man.
All right, go ahead.
Tommy Kingham says, makes no sense to have this many good guys. Can get a good draft pick. Exactly. You gotta ship one of these dudes out, man. We don't even have a good. Who's our second tight end? Never mind. That's a different argument for a different time. All right, here we go. We got Jet and Coleman, no Breida. So that's one for me. That was from David Herman. Tex-Mex says 3. It's another one for me. Ronnie Burton says 3. Rhodes Matheson says 4. John Niner says 3. Niner Empire 999 says 4. Shulo says 3. All right, Rhodes Matheson voted here again. Cy Tao says 3. Tex-Mex voted again. Josh James says 4. Antoine Gray says 4. Dylan Craddock says 4. Wayne Jones says 4. Jacob Height says 3. That's Tex-Mex again. 49er fan says 3. Someone said you can do all that. Ronnie Burton, his first vote says Team Mike. That's a 3 vote, baby.
You gave me his first one.
No.
Yes, his was the very first one.
No, bro, I'm looking at it. I'm dead serious. The very first one was David Herman said Jet Coleman.
Oh, Herman, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Team Mike from Ronnie Burton, so that's 3. Paul Jones says 4. Dario Loves God says 3. Theo Roman says 3. Rhodes Matheson. I feel like I said that, but I'll give it to you again. That says 4. Dominic Winter spelled out 4. Tex-Mex, I know I said. Random Hawaii said 4. There's Ronnie Burton again right there, so I won't say that one. Scarbray says 3. Breeder's the one inactive. See, might as well just cut his ass. All right, trade him. Adil Tufail said 4. There's Tex-Mex again. There's David Herman again. Steve Randall said 5. That wasn't an option. I don't know what's going on there. Daryl Flores says 4 running backs. A wide receiver. Make a wide receiver inactive. No one won said 3. Did we say Tommy Kingham?
I think so.
All right, we'll skip that one. That was one for me, just so you know, but it's all right. We'll skip it. L. Butkus says 3. The G-Man 420 says, come on, 4. Juan Montoya says 4. Ryan Kilor says 4. D. Phil Pot 49 says 3. Alberto all right, he says 3. I said 49er fan already. Tim Duncan says 4. Coleman and McKinnon are just like wide receivers. Deactivate a wide receiver. Eric Andrade says Team Nick 4. All right, y'all ain't got to say Team Nick, all right?
Hey, they said Team Mike, and you're like, yeah, he's loyal. And now my loyal fans coming out talking about Team Nick.
I'm the one reading it. That's why. This name is 2JZ505. He says 4. Lance Fua says 4. Daryl Flores says 4. I see a 49 voting here. 49er fan says 3. Eric Furpo says 4. Peter Worley says 3. Damian Perez says 4. David Herman again. Alberto. All right. Mason Kretz says 3. Niner Empire 999. I saw that one. Mike, you got this one. 3. That's blank stare. All right. So I think that's it, bro.
What about Coach Tim and Ray White?
I think I counted them for you. I know Tim Duncan. I think we did Tim Duncan already.
No, not Tim Duncan. Coach Tim. HOF Coach Tim. I saw him in here. I don't know what he said, though.
Well, I see he got a long one. Here's a 7 offensive linemen, 4 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. I think. Is this? I mean, he says 4 running backs here, and then later on he says 1 OW is in juice. So he's gonna. That's a 4 vote. I don't know if we got him already, but you can list that one as a 4 vote.
Bro, we got to count this one.
Josh James says, oh, no, never mind. He says sign 3 more, 7 active. He didn't get my sarcasm. That's cool. I think that's it. I see David Herman again. No one won again. Niners for life. Niners life. I don't know if we count a Niner life. That was a 4 vote. And then we have, yeah, it was a 4 vote. Stephen Brindle says 3. We have X 5-star Hustler. That's a 3. I see Niner for life again. Ray White. Is that the first time I said Ray White?
Yeah.
All right, that's a 4 vote for you. Nicholas Worth. That's a 3. Javier Avalos says 3. Mike Avika says 4. All right. Haroon Razik says 4 or 3 for what? Ooh. All right, so we'll get Haroon's vote, and then that'll be the last one. We'll stop there. Oh wait, never mind. He said 4. I guess someone explained it to me.
4, I got it.
Oh wait, he just said 3 now. And now he said 4, 4, 4. All right, just scratch him. Hall of Fame coach Tim, he said 4, just to be clear.
All right.
Reese Overstreet said 4. I'm trying to help you out, man. AR Lopeman. I don't know what that's supposed to say. That's a 4 vote for you. They say Mike who won. And
I'll also put a poll. I'll put a poll up tonight of these 2 questions from what we're asking on our channel on YouTube as well, because you can put polls on YouTube.
Okay. All right. And Reggie Taylor says 3 also. All right. Now, while you're adding that up, we're going to introduce the final segment of this debate show tonight, and then we're going to get up out of here, guys. All right. Now, the final debate show is, regardless of who won this little segment, we're going to assume that you only have 3 running backs and a fullback active. Now we have to decide who is going to be the inactive guy. Doesn't have to be a fullback. Doesn't have to be a running back. You can make any one of these guys inactive. So we're gonna pretend that you're only gonna have 4 guys in the backfield active. 4 guys in the backfield. So you have to make one of these guys inactive. Who's it gonna be? What's up, bro?
So it was 28-24. Fours win it.
You're full of shit. No way.
I'm dead serious. Look,
I'm not. No. I come on, bro. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. Nope. I'm not buying it. All right.
That's why I said earlier it was close as shit, and then you gave me like 2 or 3 more fours.
Yeah, I kept going. I was looking for some more fours for you. So, all right. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that you have to make someone inactive. We're gonna play the game where it's only 3 of the guys, and you have to make somebody. Or no, we're gonna play the game where there's 4 of them, but you have to make one of them inactive.
This is really hard though because it's gonna go week to week.
No, it shouldn't. If you got 3 guys, that you say are the same between McKinnon, Breida, and Coleman, and they're all the same.
No, but I'm saying because of defenses, it should be different. Because some coverage linebackers are better than others. Like, it's going to be a game time. It's going to be a week-to-week decision if you are not making one of them active or not. It's not about the offensive personnel. It's about the defensive personnel.
Which running back is inactive for more games of the season?
For more games of the season?
Yep. Which running back is inactive for more games during the season?
I'd say Mostert.
He's literally your okay. All right, that's fine.
That's just what I would say.
So
the other guys bring me more than he does.
We're just saying no, they don't. Those other guys aren't even going to contribute on special teams.
They can,
and we can keep active 3 quarterbacks in a game. Also, we're not gonna. They're not going to contribute.
We're not talking quarterbacks. We're talking running backs. I'm personally and Mostert would sit more than the other 3.
So the one guy that the 49ers are keeping for special teams purposes is as his primary job. You're gonna make him inactive on game day.
Yeah, because Breida and Coleman can both play special teams.
So then why are you keeping them from the beginning? This goes against your first argument.
But you're asking me who am I? It doesn't. All this goes against my first argument because I'm keeping all of them. You're telling me to go against my first argument.
But you got to put some kind of logic, bro.
I wasn't sitting anybody. You want me to sit somebody? I'm telling you, I'm sitting Mostert. You're literally making me pick somebody.
All right, I respect it. Because I'm making you pick somebody. That's cool. I respect it.
Literally are.
You know the guy that I would want to get rid of? It's Juice.
Huh?
It's Juice. I would not want the fullback active. He's not bringing anything to this table. You can
another debate because
you can line up 2 running backs in the backfield, and the defense that comes out is still going to be a heavy formation. They're going to be trying to stop the run.
You can line Juice up as a tight end. It's the difference.
So what? You can line up 3 of your running backs as wide receivers.
Yeah.
So when 3 running backs come out there, they're going to come out in a run defensive formation. And then you split them out wide, and you have mismatches all over the field. And they're all faster than Juice. They're all better pass catchers than Juice. So Juice should be the guy that's inactive, in my personal opinion. I'm keeping the special teams guy around because the only thing he does is play special teams. I'm not giving this guy $8 million to be a special teams player and then tell him to sit at home. I'm just not doing that. So that leaves Breida, Coleman, Juice, and McKinnon. And I want to see what McKinnon can do. I know Breida's value to the team. I know Coleman's better than probably both of those guys. So Juice has got to go. I think we can do more offensively, even with 2 backs behind the quarterback, if both of those guys are excellent pass catchers.
You're insane.
I'm the insane guy, but you want to inactivate.
Let me ask you a question. If Juice wasn't making as much money you would not ride his.
I think that the fullback position the fullback position is overrated.
Not in this system, it's not.
Only because he insists on using them.
It's just, dude, there are systems that you need a fullback. You need a fullback in this run scheme zone.
No, you don't need one. That's not true at all.
Bro, Juice is the whole reason our running backs did so well last year.
He didn't even have he's
bro. His blocks that he picked up open gigantic holes. Breida wasn't doing that without a fullback. Carlos Hyde couldn't do it without a fullback.
That's wrong. That's wrong. Carlos Hyde, bro, the numbers were there. Carlos Hyde was more productive without the fullback in.
That's what I'm saying.
I said Carlos Hyde was more productive without the fullback in. Breida wasn't. Carlos Hyde was.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like Carlos Hyde can do this without a fullback, but these aren't Carlos Hyde guys.
Tevin Coleman is.
No.
Okay.
Running wise?
Yes. Tevin Coleman's way more physical than these other guys. You said so yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he's more physical. I don't know if he's as physical as Carlos Hyde was.
What I'm saying is he's not as reliant on a fullback opening a hole for him. He doesn't need that.
Who?
Tevin Coleman. I think Juice needs it. A guy like Mostert needs it. Those two small guys, those frail guys, those are the ones that need you to take the brunt of the force. But I have no idea.
I just think you're overthinking things to the fact that just because of how much Juice makes. Like, that's the only reason you have an issue with Juice.
No, well, that's not true at all. I don't like the fullback position for what we're doing. Like Juice, everyone keeps wanting to call him this offensive weapon. He catches like 20 passes a year and runs for 8 yards. That's not an offensive weapon. That's a distraction.
He had a couple catches over 15 yards last year.
He had one catch over 15 yards last year.
No,
literally one.
He had a 44-yarder, and I can remember at least two 15 to 20-yard catches.
Would you like to make a bet? I'm looking at his stats right now. Would you like to make a bet?
But he doesn't run for 6 yards.
Okay, I can't help that. You want me to tell you his stats from last year?
3 carries.
He had 41 targets and only caught 31 of them, or 30 of them. He had a total of 324 yards.
Where was that in our receiving core?
Huh?
I bet you like 4th.
What'd you say?
Where was that in our receiving core?
I don't know yet. I'm on just his page right now. He finished with his best yards per reception, which was 10.8. He had 1 touchdown. He had a long of 56. Should have bet me, bro. And yards per game was 20. That's not an offensive weapon. That's one good play a game. Like that's not. Come on, man.
But what he brings in the blocking game is way more.
He's not even that good of a blocker. Like people talk all this shit about him and they have no idea what he's doing.
Go and look at some. Oh my God! Go and look at some of the biggest runs of Breida and Mostert and all them, and look who sprung them. Look who sprung them.
And see, I can't even give you a screen share because I don't want YouTube screwing us on this stuff right now. So I can't do that. I can't show you and everyone else that right now. And I guarantee you're wrong. I guarantee you. I will. Okay, this is what we'll do. We will look up the longest run for every running back we had this year. And there were a lot of them. I'm talking about Morris. I'm talking about Breida. I'm talking about Day. I'm talking about Wilson. We're going to look up the longest run for each one of them, and we're going to look at that play and see if Juice was an integral part to that play or not. Deal?
Deal. That's fine.
Okay. And just to let you guys know some numbers about your beloved offensive weapon, Andy Genovich had the highest overall grade in PFF over Juice. Juice was second. Okay. Andy has a higher grade as a rusher and a receiver. Okay? Juice had the lowest rush grade of any fullback that carried the football enough times to be graded.
He had 3 carries.
He sucks. He's
not a running back.
How can you call a fullback a weapon that can't carry the ball, bro?
What?
How can you call a fullback an offensive weapon and he can't carry the ball?
Because the fullback isn't what it used to be.
You can say it's not what it used to be. Juice isn't what a fullback used to be.
Give me one fullback that runs the football more in the NFL right now.
Michael Burton.
Okay, and what's his average?
Now you want me to pull up his stats? Give me a second. I'll pull up his stats for
But
you.
I'm just saying,
I'll give you his stats. Give me a second. I will give you Michael Burton's stats.
Juice brings more to the table than carrying a football. He brings blocking.
You guys have convinced yourselves that Juice does some phenomenal shit that he just doesn't do. He's a regular average ass fullback. He catches the ball. He catches the ball in more space. He gets open more than your average fullback does. That I will give him because he's also smaller than your average fullback. So he's a little harder to tackle, or he's got a little bit more speed than your average fullback. That doesn't make him some special offensive weapon. You guys have all convinced yourselves that he's something that he's not because they gave him a nickname, an OW. Like
I don't look at it as the OW. I'm not even talking about his running or pass catching skills. He is intricate, very, very intricate to this blocking scheme that helps our run game. He's pass protection, just springing runners. I'd rather that production than running a ball for 5 yards from a fullback. I'd rather be a good blocker in both the pass and run game.
Of all qualifying quarterbacks, Juice was ranked 17th in pass protection. Of all qualifying quarterbacks, fullbacks, he was ranked 17th in pass protection, 7th in receiving, had the lowest rush grade of any fullback that carried the ball enough to qualify. You guys have him like on some pedestal that's just not real. It's just not. It's not me hating, and we're giving him all this money because he's an offensive weapon. Because he got a cool nickname from John Lynch.
But that's the thing. It is you hating because you're not seeing the good in him.
I'm not. You listen. I see the good in him. I just told you the good. He's better. He's slighter of foot. He's smaller, so he's harder to tackle, and he gets open easier. I'm telling you his good. You guys are exaggerating his good. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you guys keep trying to justify this salary, which I don't even care about. He's not an offensive weapon. 324 yards in an entire season is not an offensive weapon. It's not. Because if a wide receiver had those numbers, you guys would kill that wide receiver.
Our receivers did have that number.
Who?
What do you mean who?
Richie James, who was active for what, 4 or 5 games?
Where does he rank on our receiving on our team in yards?
Give me a second. I'll pull that up.
I bet you he's in the top 5.
Give me a second. Let's see. 49ers player stats. Let's see what we got here. Boom, 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 boom. Hot shot. Ooh, I'm going down, down, baby. Your street in the ring road. All right. Receiving is show passing. Nope. Rushing and receiving. All right. Receiving. You want total receptions? You want yards?
I want yards. I want yards.
You want yards. Okay. Number 1, George Kittle with 1377.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Kendrick Bourne with 487. Number 3, Dante Pettis with 467. Number 4, Marquise Goodwin with 395. Number 5, Kyle Juszczyk with 324.
I said top 5.
Okay. And look who's under him. Pierre Garçon, who played how many games? Matt Breida, who missed how many snaps? Trent Taylor, who played what, 3 games? Richie James, who played what, 4 or 5 games? Like, come on, bro. He played games.
Marquise Goodwin had 40 more yards than him.
And he played 4 less games than him. And the games that he was in there, he was injured in. Marquise Goodwin was more out as a decoy this year, and you know it. You know it. Don't sit here and try to make it like Juice is as valuable in the passing game as Marquise Goodwin. When Marquise Goodwin was a fart sniff away from being a 1,000-yard receiver the year before. Come on, bro. Don't do that.
We're talking about the year before, though. We're talking about
because you're diminishing your argument trying to compare Kyle Juszczyk to Matt Breida.
No, because I'm just saying because you said that that's not important. I'm arguing the fact that he's important to this team because of his blocking.
And I'm telling you that his blocking is even overrated. I gave you the numbers.
Yeah, you're going off of something you don't believe in. PFF.
I gave you the PFF numbers. You said yourself at the beginning of this, PFF is either spot on or way off.
No, I said it's either way low or way high.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's probably higher than what he should be. Yeah, now I said it. Yeah, now I said it. What's up? I said it. What's up? Come on, man. You guys got this offensive weapon title attached to this guy, and he's not all that. He's not. I'm sorry, he's not. And then rushing, I'm pretty sure he's up there in rushing yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never mind. Damn, Jimmy Garoppolo got more rushing yards than him. Never mind. I didn't mean to do that.
He only had like 60 yards rushing or something.
He did have a 56-yard reception, which, by the way, you take away that one 56-yard reception, and I wouldn't do that to anybody because that's not fair. But you take away that one 56-yard reception, this dude is looking at 270 yards, bro. Okay. All right. I thank you guys for checking this out tonight. Nick, man, what's up, bro? Like, say so. I don't even want to talk about Juice no more, man. He's my inactive guy on game day. We can get this production from anybody.
I only gave you an inactive guy because Mike forced my hand. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to keep all of them active. Most of the special teams, the other ones using throughout the game, however you decide to use them.
We need three of the same backs to do the job that one does. But we need two others.
It's not about that. It's about mismatching. If you put those three, you're telling me if you line McKinnon and Breida or Coleman and Breida out in the slot, that's not a mismatch. Like out as receivers.
At the same time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the third guy?
In the backfield.
Wait a second. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, so you're taking wide receivers off the field to do this?
Yes, you can.
I'm looking for clarity. I just want to understand what you're saying.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's not just you're putting guys in the backfield. There's so much you can do with these guys. It's not like they're just a running back.
So you're going to bring out a 3 running back set, right?
Well, technically they'd be receivers.
Well, they're going to line up. They're going to line up
a 21 set with, backfield wise, Juice and whoever's in the backfield, and split Coleman and McKinnon out wide.
So you're trying to make the reason I'm asking about the formation is because you're trying to make it sound like because a running back comes on the field, a linebacker is going to cover him.
Well, it depends on where.
But they're not going to. I don't think the team is going to match that kind of formation because they see the numbers of the people coming out. At some point, they're going to be like, "Well, we got to keep this many corners on the field."
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that you can still get mismatches because if you pull your corners or your safeties over to cover them in a four.
I get what you're saying. I don't need you to explain. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but you got the mismatch in the backfield now. So it's not you got the mismatch in Juice going this way, Breida going this way.
No, not Juice. Give it not Juice. Give it to McKinnon.
No, well, McKinnon and Coleman are out wide.
All right, well then give it to Breida.
Right. I'm just saying Juice can go out for like a wheel route. You don't know if Breida's getting the ball on a screen pass or he's getting a handoff, RPO, play action. There's so much you can do with those guys.
So then what one wide receiver are you keeping on the field when you do something like this? Because I feel like if you run one wide receiver out on the field, you're sacrificing speed at some point.
Not necessarily, because your Coleman and McKinnon are fast as shit. They run 4.4s.
They're fast for running backs. I don't think any of our running backs run 4.4. If any of them do, it might be Mostert, but you don't want to.
Breida runs a 4.39.
Who?
Breida.
No, he didn't even run at the combine.
He ran at his pro day. He ran a 4.39.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if they have his.
I think Coleman runs a 4.45.
Yeah. Matt Breida had a 4.39 at his pro day. All values are from Philadelphia Eagles pro day. So this was a stopwatch time done by the Eagles. All right, and then let's see what Raheem Mostert has, just for fun while we're wrapping this thing up. And Raheem Mostert, bong. All right, Raheem Mostert's 40 time was
like a 4.52.
It's not listed here actually. They got his height, his weight, his commitment date. What is this? Oh, wait, that might be college. Hold on. Dolphins, Browns, Bears, Jets, Niners. Good Lord. Talk about well-traveled. All right, he's not here. He does have a track and field background, which is I think that's why I thought he was the fastest running back on the team.
He runs a 4.34. It's
Who?
right here on 49ers.com. Fast and the Furious, how speedy are the 49ers backs?
Oh, you got it over there? Yeah, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I got you.
All right. So average NFL running back is 4.59 seconds. Here you go. Jerick McKinnon ran a 4.41. Mostert ran a 4.34. Braden ran a 4.39. And that's all that's on here. Joe Williams was a 4.41, and Jeremy McNichols was a 4.49.
Well,
so Raheem Mostert ran a 4.34. Breida ran a 4.39. McKinnon runs a 4.41, and I think I don't know what Tevin Coleman's was. You have to look that one up.
Well, we're gonna add 2/10 to Breida and McKinnon because both of these guys are always injured. They're nowhere near as that fast anymore. So we got Mostert as our only hope.
You're assuming.
I'm not. The injuries are what they are. You think McKinnon's coming back with the same speed?
Some guys come back faster. You heard Croc say this the other day.
What?
Croc said something about a guy with a knee injury ran this such and such 40 and then ran it faster when he came back from an ACL injury.
Yeah, all right. You tell RoboCop I said what's up.
Bro, it's strengthening muscles. That's all it is.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year. One thing that we can both agree on is that the backfield is gonna be a lot of fun to watch this year, regardless of how they play it out. I don't think the Niners can lose. There's no wrong situation to do. Whether they decide to keep 5 guys, whether they decide to keep 4 guys, whether they decide to keep 5 and keep them all active, or 4 and just with 3 active, whatever they want to do. I think the Niners are in a really, really good position. I'm willing to say that we've probably got one of the best backfields in the NFL.
Well, speed and agility, athleticism, probably, yes.
As opposed to what? Power?
Mm-hmm.
But power's not going to get you the big yardage that you need. Power is going to.
No, I know. I'm just saying we're probably better in speed and athleticism, meaning can line up all different places compared to some teams are where they can line up everywhere, but they have power.
Right. And see, a lot of, Kyle Shanahan made his bread and butter last year on first downs. First downs is where we were deadly last year. I think we're going to be even more dynamic on first downs this year. He's going to give team fits. You don't know if they're going to run the ball. You don't know if they're going to split how many people out wide. It's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Bro, as long as we're good in the red zone, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get into the – listen, guys, if you guys play fantasy football, this is the year that you want to draft Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould, and listen, even if his field goal percentages drops, he's going to be kicking 5 field goals a game because we're going to be getting down there. Even if the red zone efficiency doesn't improve, he's getting points every game, man. They're going to be moving from the 20s to the 20s.
And stay away from the 49ers running backs.
Yeah, because you don't know who you're going to get. So this was a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed this one. I got to get up out of here. My dog stinks. He keeps farting. It's really annoying me, man. I've been trying to keep a straight face, but it's really bothering me over here.
Yeah, I know. I saw you spraying the stuff like Friday. Well, I forget the kid's name. What you doing here, boy?
Craig.
Fred, yeah.
All right, guys. So listen, this was a lot of fun, man. No matter how you look at it, it's going to be a good year for the 49ers backfields. Well, that's if Breida can stay healthy and McKinnon can stay healthy. But it should still be a lot of fun. I'm happy to have Raheem Mostert back. I'm happy about the addition of Tevin Coleman, someone who's proven to be able to do it in the system. And he's young. He's young. What was his deal?
26.
Was his deal a 1-year deal?
No, 3 years.
Oh, who got the 1-year deal? I thought someone got a 1-year deal.
Jason Verrett got a 1-year deal, and Elijah Lee,
Jordan Matthews,
and Exum got a 1-year deal.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, man. The team is making some good moves. So we want to thank you guys for checking us out here on our debate show tonight. You guys make sure you leave your questions, comments, and concerns. You can guys give us all that feedback. We always appreciate constructive criticism. You can send us an email. It is NB9ERS, so NB9ERS at nothingbutniners.com. We will gladly go over that. You told me that there was a question from Michael Upshur. I don't know if that was for a different show. Was that for a Thursday thing or what?
Yeah, we got to it on Thursday.
Oh, you guys did it on Thursday? Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys addressed it because I don't want my man to feel like I'm leaving him hanging. But yeah, so we want to thank you guys for checking us out, man. Be sure to tune back in on Tuesday. We're going to do another position breakdown. I'm not on call this coming week, so this is going to be a really, really good week for shows. Well, Nick and I are going to also try to do another podcast probably tomorrow. So if you guys see a video just randomly pop up, I don't know if it'll be live or not, but we'll definitely post another video soon. We have some things to talk about, something that we were possibly thinking about debating tonight. Instead, we just decided to do the running back. So keep it locked in, guys. We're happy to bring you guys all this stuff. And free agency period is not done. Quick, yes or no, Nick? Do the 49ers sign anybody else before the draft? And free agency, obviously.
I'm gonna say no. Signing I don't know, because I still think we can trade something right now, whether it be for somebody or somebody away.
No, but I'm talking specifically a free agent, not about trading or sending somebody or anything like. Just are we signing somebody off of the streets?
No, I don't think so.
I think there is one more coming. I think there's one more. So we'll see, though. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys, like I said. So make sure you guys check us out. I am 49er Mike _NF. Nick is 49er Faithful 365. Our page is nothing but 9ERS on Twitter. It's also that on Snapchat, nothing but Niners, spelled all the way out on Instagram and on Facebook, guys. Check out the podcast also. That is nothing but Niners, NB9ERS, hashtag NBN, whatever it is that you want to look for. You'll find us on all your major podcast platforms. All right. Hit us up, guys. Show us some love. All right. Nick?
Yeah, I'm good. Like Mike said, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, anything you want to see the Nothing But Niners crew do, send us an email. Mike gave you that email. Let us know. We're always open for business, talking about what people want to do. So, Mike, that's it, man.
Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here.